And Hazel, good evening, everybody at home. It has been an incredible super semi-final Saturday at the Crucible, and we are here live to react to all of that. We thought we'd hop straight on because we're both just bursting with adrenaline after the dramatic ending to that match. But it's not just me. I am joined by my wonderful co-host, my very good friend. It is the Sheriff of Pottingham, Tom Mayhew.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I am the sheriff. I've got my sheriff's badge. You can't see it. I'm definitely wearing a sheriff's badge. I'm really just pumped. I'm absolutely pumped. I think this could have been one of the best days of semi-finals in Crucible history. I really do. Like, incredible drama. I think any of the four players would have been a worthy world champion because genuinely, I think all four of them have played fantastically. I don't think it's always the case that any of the four could be world champion, but this year, just all four of them. It was sad that two players had to lose, really, especially that final match, losing in decider.
Yeah,
you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy, would you, Joe?
well, you really wouldn't. I've been through a fair few Crucible deciders in Snooker 19 and felt that pressure. I remember when I played World Snooker 05, and I think I was 16-15 down to Matthew Stevens, and he was clearing up, and he missed a black off the spot. I cleared up, managed to win that frame, but you know that is nothing compared to what was going on in that Crucible arena. I mean, should we start with that match, that incredible Mark Allen Wu User match, which of course started at 7-7 very early this morning, 10 o'clock, and it was tit for tat, really, wasn't it? It was one way then the other. It was a bit like that Sean Murphy and Fan Zhengyi match earlier in the tournament, and a bit like John and Sean last night when we were commentating on it. Yeah, I mean, Wu, I think he had 3 centuries this morning. He came out, he was in first in most frames, to be fair. Played absolutely brilliantly, and, well... I mean, how on earth he's come out of it winning, I don't know. But I mean, Mark Allen, I don't know how he will ever recover from that, to be honest. He had 3 fairly straightforward misses. And then the black, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an easier black missed to win a match.
It does feel like if this was a final, it would be talked about in a similar vein to 85, I think. It had that much drama, that much back and forth, that much. You think he's won it. Oh, he's thrown it. I literally couldn't believe my eyes when he missed that black. And there was a few shots like that by both players near the end there. And just so much drama and so much sort of just unpredictability in terms of whenever you thought one player was going to clear up and going to win, suddenly they'd break down. Like, both players had chances in the decided frame. And I do, we'll talk about Wu, of course, but I do feel for Mark Allen massively.
Yeah, it is a real sickener, isn't it? You know, for somebody that has prided themselves on having such bottle, very famously called Stuart Bingham a bottler, when he could have, I think, beaten, maybe it was Mark Allen. He could have beaten Mark Allen to knock Stephen Hendry out of the top 16 many years ago, and now Allen called him a bottler. I wouldn't like to see his phone tomorrow. First message from Stuart Bingham, I think. Yeah, it's fair to say Mark Allen bottled it, and it happens to everybody. You know, it has happened to everybody. The pressure got to him, and it's just amazing what can happen in that theatre. And I'm so happy we're staying there, but even when it's expanded, I feel like it won't ever be the same as what it is now. The drama we've had there over the years, and even just in the last couple, even just today, it's been unbelievable. And that's why you can't mess with the format of the World Championship. That match was played over 3 days, 33 frames, and it came down to that.
Roughly 11 odd hours of snooker. That's how long the match was. It was a proper match for the ages. And again, I think Mark Allen, it's just worth saying, it's possibly the most gracious losing interview I've ever seen by a losing semi-finalist. You know, often players can be a bit, understandably, a bit frustrated or annoyed and come out with some spiky comments, but you know what he said about Wu was incredible. I think he might have been justified in being a bit frustrated, especially because as much as everyone says about the longest frame in Crucible history, that's the one that won Wu the match effectively. So
Well, yeah, putting it like that is very interesting because, yeah, I hadn't really looked at it that way, but Mark handled himself really, really well. I suppose you've got to be thankful that you've got the summer to forget about it now. You know, he's not straight into another tournament. It's not like a league. You know, he's not back playing again tomorrow. Because that, yeah, I don't know how he gets over that. And I just hope for his sake that one day he manages to get into a world final, because a bit like Willie Thorne's blue, you know. Jimmy White's black, well, that he missed, of course, to beat Hendry in the final. There's not a good track record of these things righting themselves, is there?
no, and especially for Mark Allen, who is, I think most people would agree, probably the most successful player never to be in a world final in terms of ranking events, in terms of the fact he's won 2 of the Triple Crown, and he's never been in a world final. I think the only player who's been world number 1 and never been in a world final, I think like Ding was world number 1, and then of course got into a final. Selbit was world number 1, and then of course won a number of them. But for Mark Allen to have never been in a world final and to have missed out when he was so close.
He was one ball away. He was a black off the spot, straight black. You know, most players that play snooker regularly would pot that. But under that pressure, after the crucible erupted, and when he potted that pink and came back down, he got perfect on the black. Yeah, that's a real sickness. So I do feel for Mark Allen. But Wu Yiza, I mean, speaking of bottle, I mean, what a crazy few frames he had from 16-14. It had little shades of Ronnie against Selby 2020 when he was 16-14 down. It looked for all the world that it was all over, and Ronnie just produced 3 incredible frames where he turned Mark Selby over. And I wouldn't say that was exactly the same. You know, Mark Allen had chances. He missed match balls. But Wu Yiza just kept coming back, kept playing positively. And, you know, it didn't look like the pressure was getting to him. It was amazing to watch. It was ice cold.
Throughout the whole semi-final, because I know again lots of people have said about the longest frame in Crucible history. They've said many negative things about it, but I think one positive about it shows that you have a 22-year-old player with such incredible patience, incredible consistency to be able to play that many safety shots and not pot the black. Like, that's someone who incredible safety play, all these things which you wouldn't expect from someone on that age, the first time at the single table setup. Incredible mentality, really. And I'm delighted for Wu. I was rooting for Wu to reach the final. It does also mean that if Wu wins, it means that our good friend Paul Banks will win the Crucible contest, which is...
Does that mean Banksy predicted Wu to win the championship?
He did.
That's a crazy prediction, you know. I mean, obviously I predicted Wu to get the final as well, so I I actually remember, I think I predicted Sean to get to the semis as well and be beaten by Ronnie. But yeah, I mean, to predict Wu to win it, that's a brave prediction. And good luck, Banksy, because it would be wonderful to have one of our great podcast friends winning the prediction contest that we like to promote in this very podcast ourselves. So. And yeah, lots and lots of reaction in the chat as well about Mark Allen getting over that, and people analysing why he might have missed it. And I think at the end of the day, it was just a little twitch, wasn't it? Just like Davis missing that black in '85, Jimmy missing that black. They would never ever miss that black in a million years. But because of the pressure, because of the situation, because of hundreds of millions of eyes on you at that point, it just happens, and you can't explain it. It's coulda, woulda, shoulda. It happened, and yeah, it'll always be. Remember, what a Crucible classic. And it will be on those little packages in 20 years when we're thinking back of Crucible classics, and that will be one of them. Absolutely.
I think another match that will be a Crucible Classic was the other semi-final. I thought
Yes.
Murphy against Higgins, again, they were very back and forth. I win one frame, you win one frame, I win one frame, you win one frame. Murphy's scoring was exceptional.
Yeah.
I think him and Wu both got
like
5
Wu,
centuries.
Yeah.
So he might break the record in the final if they can keep this up. Who knows?
Well, here's hoping, because I am going to be there tomorrow night, and I'm buzzing that it's going to be these two. It's going to be such attacking snooker. I think it's going to be a cracker. I worry for Wu tomorrow afternoon. I think we always have that hangover, but hopefully he can keep it 5-3 maybe, the deficit. Who knows? But it's a tale of two blacks, isn't it? Because of course John Higgins, he was 15-13 ahead, looking very strong. Murphy had missed a bit of a trick, really. He was in amongst the balls, missed a straight red to the corner. John Higgins did John Higgins things, cleared up, and sort of built that 15-13 lead, having just been pegged back to 13 each by Sean Murphy. Of course, it was 13-11 overnight, wasn't it, to John? But yeah, Sean then went to 16-15, and John Higgins got in the next frame, was looking brilliant, got to 50, I think, had a black off the spot that he'd normally knock in, and what does he do? He misses it. I mean, can you believe it? Can you get your breath, Tom?
I cannot. My breath has fully left my body because absolutely exceptional both matches, and it's lovely to see in the chat so many people are really excited for the final, because it is not always the case. Sometimes people, either the finalists play a certain style of play, or it's just players who aren't as exciting to see in the final. But everyone in the chat is properly saying it's going to be an excellent final. It's the worthy final. There we go. That's a good thing to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, poor John, missing that black. But it was a tense ending to that one as well, because Murphy looked like he was going to clear up. He had a straight red with a rest. He just played some unbelievable snooker to get to that position. Best player in the world with a rest, and misses it. And it rattles, it goes safe. John plays a horrible safety on the red. Real deceleration on that. And Murphy clears to the pink from there to win it. We got a Smurf 360 at the end. Hazel mentioned the Smurf 360 as well, which is what we like to hear. We want that to be a thing. And it just goes with the trend that the semi-finals are incredible, aren't they? They tend to be so close. I know last year we had a bit of an anomaly with Zintong and Ronnie, but generally the semi-finals produce crazy matches. And once again, we were within one frame of having two deciders, two full 33 frame matches. there was 65 frames between the two of them. Unbelievable.
And we had a classic late night Crucible finish.
Yeah.
It finished gone 11 p.m. when it finished, which means me and Joe are up live streaming at midnight, and Joe's got to get to the Crucible later today now.
Oh yes, yeah. But it's the evening session. It'll be absolutely fine. I mean, we've got more viewers watching us now, Tom, than we had yesterday for our watch along. So it's crazy. Clearly worth it. Clearly people ready for that instant reaction as well. So thank you very much for all of your support throughout the championship, and can't wait for the final. Best of 35 frames. Could we, Tom, have our first deciding frame since 2002? What do you reckon to that idea?
I think we could. I would find it very hard to separate the two players, so I wouldn't be too surprised if that happened. And I can't call it. I can't call who's going to win. I have no idea who. I have no idea. I don't. We're going to have to predict it. I've just realised, and now I'm panicking because I have no idea.
I did think because we need to come up with a nickname for Wu. I did think, just with you saying who there, I did think he could be Dr. Wu. Dr. Wu is the Doctor.
Well, some people have started calling him wonderful. It doesn't really.
Or wunderbar.
Yeah, it doesn't really roll off the tongue for me.
No.
I'm not sure if I like it. I mean, it's better than Woo the Do. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah. So yeah, let us know what you think Woo's nickname should be going forward. Brian Dobson says Murphy 720 on Monday night. And I'm seeing a lot of people actually predicting that Murphy's going to win the final. I don't think it's as clear cut as that. I guess we're going to give ourselves a go at predicting this. I do think Murphy will win it. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 18-16 Murphy. We're going to just miss out on a final frame decider. It'll be very similar to the Higgins-Williams match of 18.
Oh, if we're doing predictions, yes, Odyssey, this will be going up on Spotify later, including your comment. Your comment's going to be on Spotify forever. Congratulations. But if we're doing predictions, I'm going to go Murphy to win it. 18-17. On the blue.
On the blue. On the blue. There you go. Wooperman. I like it. The trouble is when you read that, you want to give it the German, like Wooper, It's not giving you the woo, is it?
No.
Oh, dearie me. But yeah, let us know what you guys think the score's going to be as well. I mean, nobody's going to be right at the end of the day, but we can just sit back and enjoy it.
In case anyone is right, TW said Murphy 18-13. Colin Quish has said Yizza 18-14. So we've got a record of what they've said.
That's the first person I've seen that's back in Wu in the final over the best of 35 frames. And also, we have got the final session of the Ronnie O'Sullivan career mode happening tomorrow as well, Tom, in the final session of the World Final. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be a dramatic end to that one as well, I'm sure.
It's worth us also saying this will be the final podcast we do until after the championship. We're not going to do one later on Sunday because Joe's come back from the Crucible. And I think with the Worlds, there's going to be a lot of snooker content. Me and Joe deserve an evening off just to watch snooker.
Yeah, I mean, the only the only way we're doing one on Monday morning will be if something crazy happens tomorrow, like 10-1-4-7s or something, which or 1-5-5. If there's a 1-5-5 tomorrow, then we will be on Monday. But yeah, I'm going to hopefully have a bit of a lie-in on Monday after my Crucible escapades, but we're going to be live like we are now straight after the final session on the Monday, discussing all that has happened over the previous 2 days. But it wouldn't be a Snooker Loopy podcast, Tom, without one of our regular sections, would it? So, are you ready, Tom, for a bit of Quiz Wakeling?
I am. I'm very ready. And just to read some more predictions, so we've got a record. Soga Legendino, Wu 1811. Brian has gone 1815 Smurf. And Chris Lang, Wu Yeza 1816. Everyone thinking it's going to be pretty close. Most people anyway, so yeah. But yes,
Well,
let's quiz.
It's going to be a cracker, isn't it? I really do think it could be one of the best finals of all time. So, looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Stephen Hallworth hasn't been on comms today, so I wonder if his duties are done for the championship. He got all the way to the first day of the semi-final, and now he's gone. Let's all feel he's been replaced by Kyron Wilson. However...
It was great to hear Davis on commentary, though. That was I did enjoy him on that, actually.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
Yeah. Quiz Wakeling. I'm going to be quizzing Tom today. It is going to be on Name the Year. Now, Tom is going to prove he hasn't got the book in his hands. He's not going to be cheating. Name the Year is going to be the category. And if you listen for the first time...
Putting my phone down so I'm not reading the answers. It's all good.
If you're tuning in for the first time, then the way that this works is each of the questions will be a red, yellow, green, all the way up to black. We'll go red colour. Tom gets 3 misses. If he gets 3 misses, then he's out. So, Tom, name the year. We are going to start you off with a red. It's on page 247. Get your guesses in the chat as well. And let's see what we've got going here. So, name the year, I guess. Oh, well, no, it is still true or false, actually. So here we go. Joe Davis was born in 1900.
Oh, sod off. What a stupid question. Why would I know when Joe Davis was born? What the hell?
It's got to be true or false, Tom.
False.
It's got to be one of them. It is false. 1901 is when he was born.
What difference does that make? Oh, I'm already annoyed at this, Joe.
Well, would you like to do a different category, Tom?
No, I've committed. I've committed.
He's committed. Right, 1. Okay. Right, pick a colour, Tom.
Brown.
Ew, the brown. Okay. In which year did the following make a 147 at the Crucible? So, Cliff Thorburn.
1982.
You were very close, Tom. You were closer than Mark Allen was with that black. It's 1983. 1983. So still on 1.
That's unfair because you've secretly asked me a question on the 80s there.
Okay, right. We've talked about Joe Davis. Your next red question. Fred Davis was born in 1910.
Oh, for God's sake. This is less about years and more about who's a fan of the Davis brothers. True.
Sadly, Tom, it's false. 1913, he was born. Well done to Brian Dobson. He's on 2 out of 2 so far with the red and the brown. Will he complete it with the next red? So back to red. I'll give you a slightly easier one that you should be able to get.
Oh yeah, it's going to be what year was Mary Davis, mother of Fred and Joe, born? Like as if I'm supposed to know the Davis
John
family.
Virgo.
Yep,
was born in 1948.
48. 8. Okay, let's do some quick maths. How many years ago would that be? 60, 78 years ago. I believe he was 78 when he passed away, sadly. Oh, was he 79? Oh my god. Was he 78 or 79? I'm gonna have to go true.
Tom. He would have been 80. False. 1946. That's technically your third miss. It's just one.
I did say, was he 78 or 79?
Well, since you were so close with two of them, I'm gonna give you an extra life. So, true or false? Kyron Wilson was born in 1990.
Why? What is this? About
All of them are when were they born?
This is birthdays. It's not what year is this. It's what snooker birthdays. And the only one I know at the moment is April the 1st for Ding, because that was another one that we did. But okay, Kyron Wilson is in his 30s. I know that. So he was probably born some point in the 90s. What was the year?
1990.
So that would mean he'd be 36 this year. I don't think he's that old. So I'm going to go false.
Correct. Well done. 1991. So you are now on 2. Okay. Ooh. Right. Pick a colour.
Black.
Ooh. Snooker was first shown on colour television. Now, I think I know this. I'm going to type this in on the chat. And I will then, press enter in a minute. I haven't looked at the answer yet, so...
$1970.
Well, I thought it was 1969. I've just entered that into the chat. So, well, do I give Tom 1 year either way? I think I do.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Shooting music has to be brutal. It has to be cruel.
Quiz Weekly, but yeah. Ooh, it's 1969, Tom. Oh! I'm so sorry. So, Tom Mayhew, 2. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the lowest score that we've ever had in Quiz Weekly. It has eclipsed my horrendous performance of Judd Trump. And you should be thoroughly embarrassed and ashamed. Unlucky.
Soccer Legendino says that's the same year that Fred Davis's pet hamster died. Well, that's good to know.
It was sad, that, wasn't it? Yeah, very sad. Can you get your breath, Tom?
I'm fuming about that.
He is as well. You can tell. But yes, I think that is where we're going to leave it today. We will be back on Monday night to celebrate whoever the new world champion is. So Tom reckons it's going to be Murphy 1817. I reckon it's going to be Murphy 1816. And well, it's been a fabulous championship no matter what happens. So any final words before we head off, Tom?
On Monday, I'm going to quiz you on the life and times of Horace Lindham, and we'll see how well that goes.
Thanks. To be honest, Tom, I would have smoked you on that name the year quiz.
No, you wouldn't.
I absolutely. Well, I knew Thorburn and I knew I knew the colour television, so it's the true and falses that would have got me, because I wouldn't have had a clue on the date of birth. But yeah, Chris says, shame on you, Tom, and I think that's where we should leave this all. So a very good evening, Hazel. A very good evening, everybody at home. Enjoy the final. Cherish it. 35 frames of dramatic snooker, and we will be back to celebrate it all on Monday night. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.